What's good, guys? M.V.K here, back again for some more Patreon requests as always. And today on this Patreon request, this is coming from one of my newest patrons, Tim Sawyer. Hey Tim, I am cracking out your latest one of them because you are one of the top tier patrons. You are on the last of big tier. So this is going to be interesting too. If you're hearing a certain theme music, yeah, it does revolve around the ThunderCats. So Tim wanted me to do as here. I'm going to read it to you. These are his words, not mine. Basically, he says, "Hey Chris, I want you to rank the ThunderCats from your favorite to least favorite. The only thing is you excluding Lino and Jaga." Okay, so basically he wants me to rank the ThunderCats, but no, Lino's not in it or Jaga, because I do consider Jaga a ThunderCat. So basically the others are on the charts. So that would be like about 8. So yeah, we're gonna do 8, ranking all of them in least favorite to least favorite. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody who may feel differently when it comes to putting together these. This is just how I feel about ranking them. Now I'm doing a ranking once again for anybody who doesn't know. This is a ranking without including Lino and Jaga. So this is his request. So Tim, I'm gonna do this for you. Let's do this. So number 1 on the list, favorite is Cheetara, pretty much the first lady of the ThunderCats. For a long time, Cheetara. First of all, let me make this perfectly clear. When I was a kid, I had a super duper crush. She was one of my animated crushes. I had a crush on Cheetara for a long time, and I love Cheetara. I love the original Cheetara. Let me make that perfectly clear. Okay. I love the fact that, yes, she is the fastest of the ThunderCats, but she can only maintain that super speed for a short distance, like a real cheetah, which I actually like that they actually put that in there. It's not like she's the Flash all day, all the time. No, her super speed, when you see her run, you see her hit that burst of speed quick, and then it dissipates. And what I love about the ThunderCats, mostly all of them had their own theme. And Cheetara had that very, it was very fast, so I love that. So Cheetara's number 1. Number 2 is Panthro. I have always loved Panthro. Do I consider him the only black ThunderCat? Well, he was voiced by a black actor, the same actor who played Grandpa Huxtable on the Cosby Show. That's who voiced Panthro. I love Panthro, 1, because he had the nunchucks, and I love nunchucks. He was the engineer, but he was very strong. He was different. Like, his name is Panthro, but he was, panthers or leopards or jaguars, they're strong. So that's why I kind of like that. You saw him pick up things, and but he was also very wise and he taught Lino a lot. He's the one that created all the weaponry, like the Thunder Tank and the Thunder Claw, all that stuff. And I love Panthro's theme too, like that's what you don't get in cartoons today, is like themes like that. Like, you could literally hear that was a bass, somebody on a bass guitar, like hitting that guitar. Like, nobody does that. I loved when Slive thought he can beat Panthro in a fight just by himself. It didn't work out. So yeah, I love that. And of course, yeah, Panthro had some weaknesses, like he had a fear of bats, I think. So but I still loved him. He's still my favorite. Number 3 is Tigra. I love Tigra. Intelligence. The concept of him being able to go invisible was actually cool to me. I actually like that. He had a whip. He had a bolo whip, but it can turn him invisible. And it kind of plays up a little bit. In some cases you would think, oh, Tiger would be the strongest in terms of he's a tiger. Tigers are very strong. But one thing about people, I think people tend to forget about tigers are they are ambushers, and they can come out when you don't even expect them. You may be looking like there's a clear, and that tiger just comes out and rips your face off. Like they're very stealthy. So I like that. And Tiger had a nice theme too, a very calm but. So he was cool. So Tigra is number 3. Number 4 on the list, I'm just gonna put them in just one category. Wile E. Kit and Wile E. Cat make up number 4. Make up number 4 because they're the young ones, but in the Wildstorm continuity, they grew up. We got to see them grow up. There was a Thundercat comic series under Wildstorm before it was brought into DC that continued where the series left off, and we saw Wile E. Kit and Wile E. Cat. They were grown now, so we got to see them. But I like the kits, Wile E. Kit, Wile E. Cat. They're the kids, but they're the cunning and cunning and brains, and Wile E. Cat. Wile E. Kit. I think Wile E. Kit was the girl. Yeah, she was the one that really kind of pushed Wile E. Cat to do things. Like he was always like, I don't know about this, Wile E. Cat, and oh come on, and she would push him. But it was still fun to see them two together. Like when I remember when they're the ones responsible for bringing out a character named Mongor who fed off of fear. So the more scared you were of him, he would get stronger. And they discovered, even though they caused it, they helped find means of stopping him. And anytime they had episodes like that, it was always cool to see them kind of come back into. So yeah. Number 5, I'm gonna add him, Snarf. Snarf really, I consider Snarf a Thundercat, even though a lot of people looked at him and he was like just Lionel's nursemaid. And they played that up a lot in the series. Like he was just the nanny that took care of Lionel when he was a kid. But Snarf, there was some major episodes where Snarf proved his worth. And I remember when all the Thundercats got captured, and it was Snarf that found them and freed them all, and because he was able to talk to the different animals of Third Earth and all this stuff, and I really enjoyed that. I really liked seeing that. So yes, Snarf is definitely up there. So he's number 5. Number 6 is Linkso. This was later in the season. We found out later in the second season that there were Thunderians already on Third Earth prior to when the Thundercats came to Third Earth. They came before, and there were 3 of them, and along with, I believe, a set of Snarfs as well, if I remember correctly. Linkso was one of them. He was blind. Bengali, which was another tiger, I guess came from the same clan like Tigra, and Pumira, so another female. And I love Linkso because he's kind of like the Daredevil of the Thundercats. Like he's blind, but his ears pick up things real quick, and he has like a shield, so he can block things with his shield. He's the oldest of all of them, but he was still cool. So I love Linkso as well. I love like whenever his superhero would kick in, his ears would start glowing. They'd go shh, and he would pick up on it, and so he would know. So I do love Linkso. Next on the list is definitely Pumira. Pumira, I liked her as much, but comparing her to Chitara, she's very low. Pumira, you think, oh, she's a mountain lion, a puma. So she has like stealth and she was very agile, like they all were, but her agility was very sharp. I didn't care too much for her weapon that they gave her, but outside of that, she was fun. She was really fun, and I did like her. Now, when they did her in the remake, I hated that. That was so. That's why we're not talking about the remake. We're talking about them in the original form. I did like Pumara. She was cool. And last but not least, is kind of my least favorite of the Thundercats. That's Bengali. I was not a big fan because he really didn't stand out to me. You know, it was like, oh, okay, so if Tiger was the orange tiger, he's the white tiger, and you know, the only thing I think that I really appreciated him, he was a blacksmith on Third Earth, because he was the one that reforged the Sword of Omens after one of the Lunatics actually broke it. Like I'll never forget that, and that was a big deal too when they introduced the Lunatics. I think it was Tugmug or whatever. He took the Sword of Omen, and you could see the sword fighting him too, and he just and when I was a kid and I saw it, I was like no, like he broke the sword. Like, so it showed like just how powerful these guys, and he and Bengali was the one that forged it back together, and I will give him credit for that. But still, out of all of them, all the Thundercats, he's my least favorite, indeed. So there you guys have it. Those are, I didn't bring in Snarf's nephew. No, I'm just gonna put Snarf. But those are my ranking without including Lino and Jaga. Those are my ranking from favorite to least favorite Thundercats. What are yours? If you are a fellow Thundercat fan, I like to hear what are your ranking for the Thundercats. I like to do it the same way, do it how my patron Tim did it. He asked, don't include Lino, don't include Jaga. Just the ones that I just mentioned. I love to hear it. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time on another Patreon request. As you all know now, the Patrons go on both my YouTube channel and the Patreon. It goes on YouTube first, and then 5 days later, it'll be on the Patreon for anybody who is not a part of the YouTube channel. So outside of that, you guys take care. I will see you guys next time. Be safe. Love you. Deuces.